What's up? What's up? Hopefully that my audio is good. So I want to touch base with y'all like on this job that I'm about to go to. So customer called in yesterday, kind of late yesterday, saying that he don't got any electric. So I went on to ask him a couple questions, and as far as what I'm thinking is that he may have a converter problem. But he said something that was, kind of striking. Like he said that his obviously his microwave is working, so he's getting AC power. But then he said he wasn't getting 12-volt power, but his lights were not. His lights were good. His 12-volt source. So if his 12-volt source was good, now I'm thinking like, we have to really think about is it the converter now? So who knows what we're gonna find? And then one of them do-it-yourselfers. So I was trying to figure it out himself. Obviously, he could not. So he got to call your boy. So I'm gonna go out there and check that out and see what's good with it. So handle that. But um, if it's a converter, we stock those, but not 100% sure what the problem is. Anybody else ever have this kind of situation? So I want to know. Hopefully my audio is good because I am in the service truck driving, and y'all with me live. So um, just so y'all know, if it is the converter, it's just you got um, you got three wires, which goes to the AC side. So if you got three wires that go to the AC side, then you got two wires that go to the 12-volt side. So just so we know, a converter is really nothing but a battery charger. I will say it's nothing but an iPhone charger, nothing but an RV. You ain't charging an iPhone, you charging an RV. That's all it is. It's a charger. It got to be plugged up. When you plug in your house power, right? When you plug in your RV, then that's plugging up your converter, your charger. So when you plug up your RV, you're just charging it. So if y'all really think about it, um, RVs is electric RVs, not electric cars, but electric RVs. So you got to plug them in. So once they plug in, you're gonna charge that battery, that 12-volt battery. So that's all it does. So that's why, talking to the customer, he threw me a loop because he said that he had 12-volt source, but nothing else 12-volt was working but the lights. So I don't know what he into. Unless his lights, he feel they're working, but they going dim, and he maybe can't realize that they dimming out. Who knows? Sometimes them LED lights takes a little bit longer. But anyway, so that's what your boy going to do today. And sometimes I can't like show y'all the jobs because it's hard to hold the camera. But I do have my glasses where I could go live. But the only problem with that is, man, they like tinted. I don't like that. So, but anybody else change a converter? So, if you change a converter, leave me a comment. Let me know the converter you changed and what was your experience with that. So, but anyway, that's all a converter do is just charge a battery. That's its only job. A lot of people get the converter and the inverter mixed up because the inverter job is to take DC power and give you AC power. AC power so you can plug in your cell phone, plug in your lights, whatever. But the converter is just there to charge. That's all it's there for. So to charge that battery, as long as that battery charge, then the camper will have 12-volt source. Same like solar. A lot of people complicate solar. Solar is easy. The solar job is really the same thing. Charge the battery. So, gonna see what's up with this customer and go from there. See, y'all ain't gonna believe. I shared this story last week. My truck got robbed. So, um, one of my service vans, I posted in my student group. One of my vans got robbed. They took all the parts and all the tools. So, yeah, that was kind of tough. It's only set us back a day. We just went and purchased it all again and filed the claim and going from there. But I'm gonna tell y'all, service techs now, especially my students, make sure you lock it up. You know what I mean? Um, I don't know, cause like we use the Milwaukee pack house, and there's lots on that Milwaukee pack out, but I don't know. Will that stop a thief? My dad always said you can't stop a thief. You only can make it higher for him. So those are words from my dad. But so if you make it higher for them, maybe they run away and maybe not be interested, right? Who knows? But if they want it bad enough, they're gonna get it anyway. But yeah, so we got our truck robbed. They stole everything from us, so no big deal. We gotta, continue to work. So that is what that is. Um, yeah. So what do y'all think the problem is? Leave in a comment what y'all think the problem is because I am going to do the repairs, and once I do the repairs, I'm probably gonna jump back on live to let you guys see, or at least give you guys an update. So hey, make sure you guys subscribe to this channel because I'm gonna do. If you guys want to see more of me doing repairs, more of me driving to the service calls, put that in the comment and make sure you subscribe. If you guys start subscribing, then I know okay, I'll make more videos like this because I have you know, doing it every day, and that's what I was just telling one of my new students is that, well, he was telling me that he'd rather learn from someone like me that's out in the field every day. Because I'm out in the field every day. I'm not retired. It's not like, you know, and I'm not throwing shade on anybody, but, people have been retired for 10, 20 years and they teaching RV stuff. Yeah, some of the companies may have shipped them some toys to play with, some new product. That don't mean you're an expert in it. You know, you got to be out here. You got to be out here working. You got to be out here doing this every day. You got to see this every day, and it ain't just the jobs itself. It's also tools. There's new tools that come out all the time. So you don't just have to be abreast with the new issues or the new appliances that the companies come out with. my my main thing is tools because the best tools you have, the more easier the job would be. So that's my big thing, and that's why I tell my students, hey, listen, you guys got to spend the money. You got to spend the money because it's going to turn a half an hour job to a 2 to 3 hour job if you don't got the right tools. So having the right tools is very important. What you guys like to do, like when you driving to service calls or just driving in general? Like, what's your thing? Is your thing like for me? I have coffee and I have tea. That's my thing. So if I know I got to drive 30, 40 minutes, I got to have my coffee, got to have my tea. For whatever reason, it's just make it soothing for me. I know a lot of people. I mean, I don't know what other people do. I know one of my techs, Jeff. He'll smoke you out. He a chain smoker. He keeps smoking and smoking. I was like, yeah, I can't ride with you, man. You smoke too much. Nothing against smokers, but that may be somebody's thing. And also my homie Kalua, he'll smoke you out too. Yeah, he would. That's all he do. Smoke you right out. I told him, I said, hey, Jeff house smoke. He said, man, can't nobody house smoke me. Nah, I think you met your match, Kalua, real talk. But yeah, so I think the converter would be the issue there. I think not 100%. Usually, sometimes when you change out these converters, you have to check the battery because sometimes those batteries cells be bad or dead, and you have to check those cells. So if they got a battery that's 3 to 5 years old, I'm changing it anyway. I'm gonna recommend that they change the battery because sometimes, I don't know if it's theory or not, but it makes it hard on the converter, make that converter work extra hard. So, and it can burn the converter out. In my experience and in my estimation, like like I tell the customers the same thing. If they don't want to do it, then hey, they don't do it. But I'm definitely gonna tell them what they should do. For the most part, all customers listen. For the most part, So I had a customer today, an earlier job. He had electrical short, and I'm like, okay, you got to bring this one to the shop because finding a short is tough. I mean, if it's through, everybody know the GFCI outlets, right? So it's usually daisy chain with 3 or 4 outlets. So one of the outlets wasn't working. So on a polarity checker, I think it was reading. Um, I know that it was a shortage, and I told the customer, "Hey, let's make an appointment. Let's bring in. So we got to move some furniture. We got to move some panels. We got to move some things around, which we have done in the past. We just got to bring it. So we got tools that actually help us. But you imagine just being around. He got the customer in there. He got his wife there. Got his dog, and I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be too much to be doing, and you gotta, move around y'all and stuff like that. So yeah, y'all gotta bring that in. That part I ain't doing. So look at boy T. So I got coffee and I got tea. I'm not even telling y'all what tea, cause Starbucks, man, they gotta send me some money. I ain't gonna be promoting them. Me and Starbucks gotta talk. They gotta give me some money for real. But I drink the citrus tea. They used to call it medicine ball, but now it's called a citrus tea. So it's pretty good. So I got and the coffee I drink. And let me know what kind of coffee I drink, cause I'm a new coffee drinker. I think I've been drinking coffee for about 2 years now. So I drink decaf, but lately I've been mixing it half and half. So I get half decaf and half caffeine, and I actually like that. So I ain't got no problem with that. But yeah. So you guys got any like topics you guys want me to touch on? Some topics. So another thing that I wanted to talk about was air conditioners. I may save this for another topic, but this is my call. After this one, I have to go to an air conditioner. Now, one thing about air conditioners, based on a call, you will already know what the problem is. I mean, like 90% of them. Okay, so customers saying that it's not getting as cold as it once did. So when you got those problems and everything is working, it's not popping breaker off or anything like that, and it's just not getting cold enough, we definitely got to check that freon level. Okay. Now, my students, you know how I teach you guys how to check that freon level. So I'm gonna share it with everybody. So to check that freon level, rather you got a Coleman Mach, you got a Furrion, you got a Dometic. So on Dometics, there's a blue wire. So what you want to do is take an M draw, take your clamp meter, put it around that blue wire, and it's gonna tell you how many amps it is. Okay. So now, in order to know how many amps it should be reading, on that data plate sticker on top of it's on the AC. It's going to tell you that amp draw, what it should be. Now it varies, maybe 1 or 2 amps versus how hot it is outside, how much it's working. So you got the give or take, mais ou menos in Espanol. So yeah, so that part. So first thing I'm gonna do when I go there is, take an amp draw. So usually 99% of the times, either A, it could be very, very hot outside. If it's very hot outside and it's not it's cool, then that could be one issue. Or is the amp draw, the freon is low, and we check that based on that amp draw. So we got the blue wire on the Dometic, and then we got the black wire on the Coleman Mach. So if you got a Coleman Mach, don't you go checking no blue wire, check the black wire. All right, so you check the black wire for the end draw there. And again, you can check that data plate and it's going to tell you exactly what it should be reading. So that was three calls. Well, this is going to be second. My second call is I'm going to the converter job, and then the third call I'm going to is that AC job. So, and tomorrow, you know, if you're an RV tech or you aspiring to be one or want to become one, you're gonna have a schedule pretty much every day. And the days that you don't have nothing or one or two cars, trust me, you're gonna enjoy those. You're gonna definitely enjoy those days because you know it can get stressful where the demand on you is heavy, but at the same time, you gotta love it. I was telling one of my students, like, you know, it's just so fast for him to get to to 10K so fast. Like he started with little or nothing, and he didn't realize how fast it is to make $10,000. So you guys got to understand, like, let's just take for example, if you're doing, let's just say a typical AC job, right? Now, a typical AC job is three wires. Well, not even three wires because you may not need to change the control board, but it's really a harness. And most of them, rather it's a 15K or a 13.5. Now, they got the 18K chill cube from Furion. Still very easy, but it's still two little pin connectors that you take off. Take off them pin connectors, and you got the three wires to the 18K chill from Farion, which is the AC wires. Obviously, before you touch those wires, you better make sure that power is off, pop that breaker, or unplug the whole thing in general. So that's if you're going to change the 18K Furion, or if you got the Dometic or the Coleman GE or whatever, there's really a harness and four bolts, and you're probably going to make $2,500. Minus what you purchase for the AC. But if you want to, my students, I show you how to, where to purchase, how to purchase. But the point is, so quick to get to 10K, you can literally have $0 in your bank account and have 10K in days. Let's say a week. It's really, it's really that easy. Um, oh wow, that was a prison bus. The prison bus had. I wish I could have took a picture of that. The prison bus had two Coleman Mach ACs on it. So it had one in the front, one in the back, two Coleman Mach ACs. And just so you guys know, when you become a RV tech or if you guys doing repairs, you don't just do RVs because, as you know, the travel the food trailers, those guys have pretty much everything RV have in it. But I can't tell you how many calls we get that they have in plumbing, electric. They use the same air conditioners we use. They use the same stuff we use. So you still gotta provide service to that community as well, not just AC, not just the RV community. So my point is, if you know how to do your job, then you don't have to look for work. They're gonna come to you. Obviously, you have to be available so they can find you, but they definitely will look for you. That's for sure. So it's so simple to get to 10K. Now, for the people that's just want to fix their own RV, you know, you you do it yourself first. It's kind of tough for y'all, and the reason why I say that is because we want to teach y'all, but at the same time, if we teach y'all, then y'all think y'all know more than the actual tech because what you heard on YouTube University. As you guys know, YouTube give you some stuff, you know, and YouTube is very helpful. So I'm not knocking YouTube whatsoever. It's definitely very helpful. But at the same time, I don't know if I want to go to YouTube when I'm playing with electric. You know what I mean? You really gotta, get some mentoring, get some training, so you can actually learn that skill and develop that skill. Because believe it or not, it's a skill that you're gonna learn. And when you learn this skill, or if you learn how to do the repairs, you can actually teach your family members, kids, whatever. So I don't know if you guys see some of my videos. My son, he's 11, and he's able to go do it with no problem. I said, you're gonna have a lot of money. Now, for me, I don't. If he want to go to college, fine. That's fine with me. I don't mind. But for me, if he sticks and stay right here, I don't think he'll make way more to me. And this is my estimation. Depends on what he's going for. I think he'd do better because he won't have the debt. He just stay right here and just make money. I mean, he can start making money, now. But one thing about, sometimes younger kids, they don't want to do what their parents is doing. So I think that's an issue. Oh my God, look at this little trailer. Oh, he has a low profile. He has a low profile AC. Hmm. Look like a low profile Coleman Mach AC. But yeah, so if you learn a trade, and I don't understand, like I'm sure y'all hear all these people online. Hey, you don't have to work. Let your company run itself. Do this, do that. They capping. If you ask me, they are capping because if you don't gotta work, if you don't gotta work, then why they making videos? Making videos is working. Y'all just work making videos all day. You know, giving people lip service, just talking like, I don't understand what the people are really gonna do if they don't have a skill. If they really don't have a skill, what they're gonna do? Because you could talk to the people and tell the people this and that, but it's like records. It's like somebody's gonna be hot next year. Then what you gonna do? Like on my feed all the time, I get, hey, if your business need to make money, and if you're working in your business, you're doing it wrong. You can put your business on autopilot and make much more money. And man, listen, man, y'all miss me with that. I ain't buying it. Well, because if that's the case, then why are you making videos? Making videos online is a damn job. If you making videos online all day, you working. So take what you're telling me and don't make no videos and put it on autopilot. Okay? So that's BS. Cap on can't repeat. Sorry about that. One of my text. Sorry about that. One of my texts called in.